Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. I've been reading the book, The Secret. And I'm on the chapter, The Secret to the World. Lisa Nichols said, people have a tendency to look at the things they want and say, yes, I like that, I want that. However, they look at the things that they don't want and they give them just as much energy, if not more, with the idea that they can stamp it out, they can eliminate it, obliterate it. In our society, we've become content with fighting against things, fighting against cancer, fighting against poverty, fighting against war, fighting against drugs, fighting against terrorism, fighting against violence. We tend to fight everything we don't want, which actually creates more of a fight. Have you noticed that? How many years have we had a war on drugs, and more people are dying from drug overdoses right in our own backyards? What about the fight against cancer? It seems to be ramping up instead of finding a solution. We had a war to end all wars, and now there's still several wars going on in the world. When you have peace in your life, in your family, in your community, that spreads. When you're fighting with your spouse, your loved ones, your boss, your union, there's just more of a fight. Fighting doesn't solve anything. It actually creates more hatred, more violence, more war, more problems. There was a teacher and author of the Sedona method called Hal Dwoskin, and he said, anything we focus on, we do create. So if you're really angry, for instance, at a war that's going on, or strife or suffering, we're adding our own energy to it. We're pushing ourselves, and that only creates resistance. Carl Jung said, what you resist persists. Carl Jung lived from 1875 to 1961, and here it is 2025, and we're still pushing and fighting and resisting. It's still not working. The reason that what you resist persists is because if you're resisting something, you're saying, no, I don't want this thing because it makes me feel this way I'm feeling right now. So if you're putting out a really strong emotion of, I really don't like this feeling, it actually comes racing towards you. Resistance to anything is like trying to change the outside pictures after they've been transmitted. It's a futile pursuit. You have to go within and emit a new signal with your thoughts and feelings in order to create new pictures. As you resist, try and push away what has appeared, you're adding more energy and more power to those pictures, those situations that you don't like, and you're bringing more of that at a furious, faster rate. The event or the circumstances can only get bigger because that is the law of the universe. You've heard the saying, it's like adding fuel to the fire. You have a fire and you're trying to put it out and you throw gasoline on it. Well, that's what happens when we fight, when we're angry, when we're adding more harsh words, more pushing against, doesn't matter if you're pushing against authority, drugs, war, cancer, fighting for rights. There is a better way. Jack Canfield said the anti-war movement creates more war. The anti-drug movement created more drugs because we're focusing on what we don't want. People believe that if we really want to eliminate something, we need to focus on it. But how much sense does it make for us to give a particular problem all of the energy as opposed to trusting, loving, living in abundance, education, peace? Mother Teresa was brilliant. She said, I will never attend an anti-war rally. If you have a peace rally, invite me. She knew, she understood the secret. Look what she manifested in the world. Gail Dwoskin says, so if you're anti-war, be pro-peace instead. If you're anti-hunger, more for people having more than enough to eat. If you are anti any particular politician, be for his opponent instead. Often elections are tipped in favor of the person that the people are really against because he's getting all the energy and all the focus. Think about that the next time you go to vote. Everything in this world began with one thought. The bigger things get bigger because more people give their thoughts to it after it has appeared. Then those thoughts and emotions keep that very event in our existence and make it bigger. If we took our minds off of it and focused instead on love, what we don't want couldn't exist. It would evaporate. It would disappear. Remember, this is one of the most difficult as well as the most wonderful statements to grasp. No matter what the difficulty is, no matter where it is, no matter who is affected, you have no patient but yourself. You have nothing to do but to convince yourself of the truth, which what you want, what you desire to manifest. It's okay to notice what you don't want because it gives you contrast. There is a law of polarity. So it allows you to say, okay, I know what I don't want. Get clear on what do you really want. But the fact is, the more you talk about what you don't want or talk about how bad it is, read about how bad it is, watch the news and talk about how bad things are, and then talk about how terrible it is, well, you're creating more of that. You cannot help the world by focusing on the negative things. As you focus on the negative events of the world, you not only add to them, but you also bring more negative things into your own life at the same time. When pictures have appeared of something that you don't want, that is your cue to change your thinking and emit a new signal. If it's a world situation, you are not powerless. You have all the power. Focus on everybody being in joy. Focus on abundance of food. Give your powerful thoughts to what is wanted. You have the ability to give so much to the world by emitting feelings of love and well-being despite what is happening around you. James Ray said, well, people have said to him all the time, well, James, I have to be informed. Well, maybe you have to be informed, but you don't have to be inundated. Rhonda Byrne said when she discovered The Secret, she made a decision that she would not watch the news or read the newspapers anymore because it did not make her feel good. The news services and the newspapers are not in any way to blame for broadcasting bad news. As a global community, we are responsible for it. People bought more newspapers when there was a huge drama in the headline. The news channels' ratings skyrocket when there's a national or international disaster. So the newspapers and news services give us more bad news because as a society, that's what we're saying we want. The media is effect. We are the cause. It's just another proof of the law of attraction in action. News services and newspapers will change what they deliver when we emit a new signal and focus on what we want. Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith said, "Learn to become still and to take your attention away from what you don't want and all the emotional charge around it, and place the attention on what you wish to experience. What do you want?" Energy flows where attention goes. What is it that you truly desire? Get a picture of what it is that you want. You have phenomenal power just through your very existence. As you focus on the good things, you feel good and you're bringing more good things to the world. At the same time, you're bringing more good things into your own life. And when you feel good, you uplift your life and you uplift the world. The law is perfect in its operation. When the voice inside your head and the vision in your heart become more clear, more profound, and louder to you than the opinions of the outside world, you have mastered your thoughts. You have mastered your life. Lisa Nichols said, "It's not your job to change the world or the people around you. It's your job to go with the flow inside of the universe and to celebrate it inside the world that exists. You are the master of your life, and the universe is answering your every command." Don't be focused on the pictures that have appeared in your outside world that you don't want. Take responsibility for them. Make light of them if you can, and let them go. Then think new thoughts of what you want. Feel them and be grateful that it is done. You are living life on 3 different planes of understanding. You are a spirit. You have an intellectual mind. You can think and reason. You have logic, but you can also imagine. You've been gifted with 6 beautiful intellectual faculties. You have a will that you can focus on something that you do want. Practice focusing on a beautiful image in your imagination of how beautiful the world really could be. What does a world of peace look like? What does your world of peace, health, prosperity look like and feel like? What if you were living an idyllic life? People would say, oh, she's so lucky. Look at all the things she has. Look at how much fun she's having. Look at how happy she is. It's not luck, it's focusing on what brings you joy, what brings you happiness. Do you love your purpose, your productivity, what you're bringing into the world? Get a clear picture of what you do want. It could be a simple thing like a new piece of furniture, a new vehicle, or the house of your dreams. Maybe you got talked into a certain job or way of living because that's what people think you should have or think is the right thing. Look around at celebrities and what people in the media tell you should want. And then, I don't really want that, but I feel like I should have that because everybody says that's the best. That's what I should do. That's what I should want. Don't should on yourself. Pick something that makes you happy. What do you want to do now? Use your imagination to think of what it would feel like to be living that way, doing what you love and earning large sums of money for something that you like doing so much you would do it for free. Bob Proctor would say, working is the worst way to earn money. Do what you love and the money will follow. You might not want to be extremely wealthy, but not being poor, not living in poverty, not worrying about debt, that's way more fun. That's way more fun to have enough money to not worry about debt or poverty, to go on the vacations that you want, to enjoy your life, to lavish gifts on your loved ones, to add to the good of the world, the charities, the education, the generosity. We've been gifted with a reasoning ability, but sometimes we use that to reason our way out of what we want instead of deciding on a big, beautiful, audacious goal and deciding that's where we're going. Don't let your logical mind talk you out of it. Start thinking from the end. Start thinking from the goal already accomplished. The vision is already physical reality. What are the details? If you think about any size of a building, it wasn't put up overnight. It started with an idea in someone's mind. They drew pictures, they had it drafted, they had people digging holes and putting in pilings and building the foundation. And then sometimes seemingly overnight, it seems like this gigantic building is there. But most of the time is spent in the imagination, in the drawing stage, getting things exactly the way they're wanted. You can do that with anything in your life. And the universe is abundant. Dr. Joe Vitale in The Secret said, one of the questions I get asked all the time is, if everyone uses The Secret and they all treat the universe like their own personal catalog, aren't we going to run out of stuff? Won't everyone just make a run for it and bust the bank? That's what's beautiful about the teaching of the secret, is that there's more than enough for everyone. There's more than enough to go around. We were actually raised with a lie. That lie acts like a virus within the mind of humanity, that there's not enough to go around, that there's lack and limitation, and there's never enough. And that lie has people living in fear, in greed, and stinginess. Those thoughts of fear, greed, and stinginess, lack and limitation become the experience of the person who holds a belief. Almost like the world has taken a nightmare pill. The truth is, there's more than enough good to go around. There's more than enough creative ideas. There is infinite ideas, infinite power, infinite love. There's more than enough joy, and all of this becomes through a mind that is aware of its own infinite nature. Every great teacher who has ever walked the planet has told you that life was meant to be abundant. If you have a big, beautiful vision, don't worry about how it's going to happen. You're not going to take something from another person. You're going to build something that has never been built before. And you can have everything that you want, and I can have everything that you want. And the people next door to you can have whatever they want. And yet there's still more. It's like going to the ocean with a teaspoon when you could take buckets full. And the ocean continues to have powerful waves. Open your eyes to the vision that you have in your heart, in your mind. When people start to live from their heart and go for what they want, no one goes for the same things. We don't all want BMWs. We don't all want to be in love with the same person. We don't all want the same experiences in life. Everyone has their own preferences for clothing, for paint colors, for housing, whatever it is. You don't have to worry about the world running out. You are here on this glorious planet, endowed with this wonderful power to create your life. There's no limits to what you can create for you, because your ability to think is unlimited. But you cannot create other people's lives for them. You cannot think for them. If you try to force your opinions on others, you will only attract like forces to you. So let everyone else create the life they want. Write down what you want. Spend time in the feeling that it's already done. There is enough to go around for everyone. If you believe it, if you can see it in your mind, if you will act from the goal already accomplished, act as if it's done, it's here now, it will show up for you in physical. The physical is the last stage of manifestation. It starts in your beautiful mind, and mind is everywhere. You decide what it is that you really love, what you want. Maybe try this weekend. Pick something that you really, really want. Spend as much time as you can in a fun, light, easy, effortless mood, writing about what you want, but not seeing and feeling the lack of it, not wanting it, but saying, I am so happy and grateful that this is my life. This is meant for me. How wonderful it is. How grateful I am. Keep imagining it. Keep feeling that, how you want to be feeling. Because after all, what you want, you basically only want it because you believe in having it. You'll be happier. You'll be freer. You'll have more time and money to do what you want. To just feel as if that's already happened for you. You start to get ideas. And as you take action, those ideas show up in physical form. They show up as your experience, as your real life. You are a spiritual being with an intellect living in a physical body. Everything starts in the mind and moves through you into form. Think about all the things that you've already created in your life. How many experiences you've already had. Things that you've purchased, things that you've made, things that you've written, things that you've chosen. You have them because you got the idea. You bought the thing, you made something, you made a decision, and now you're living in the choices that you made in the past. You want something different in the future. Think about how that will look and feel and how you will be acting, and start acting that way. Start being more peaceful. Stop fighting against, stop resisting what you don't want, and focus. Give your attention, your energy to trust, love, abundance, education, and peace. We will never run out of good things because there's more than enough to go around for everyone. Life is meant to be abundant. And if you can't think of abundance in the way of financial wealth, look around you at the abundance in nature. This is an abundant world. You can never take more than your share. You have the ability to tap into the unlimited supply through your thoughts and feelings and bring it into your own experience. Praise and bless everything in the world, and you will dissolve negativity and discord and align yourself with the highest frequency, and that is love. I always like to write love in capital letters, L-O-V-E, law of vibrational energy. And that reminds me that we live in a vibrational world. We are vibrational beings, and the way we think and feel and act, we're attracting to us like energy, like people, like objects, like resources. Everything that's like our thoughts and feelings and actions. Nothing changes on the outside until each individual person changes their thoughts, feelings, and energy actions to match the energy of what they want. Spend some time thinking about what you want as if it's already here. Feel it in your mind. Know how you will be acting when that happens. Enjoy your weekend. Create a wonderful day. I'll see you back here Monday morning at 7. Thank you.